Hi everybody, this is my tutorial on how to solve the Mastermorphix. Let's scramble the cube. Okay, now that the Mastermorphix is scrambled, I will call this cube, despite this is a Mastermorphix. You can see that this is made up by three different types of pieces. One is made up by one color, just like this one and this one. One is made up by two colors, like this one or this one. The last one are made up by three colors, just like this one or this one. Okay? The first thing you have to do when you start solving the Mastermorphix is to start from the pieces made up by two colors, just like the red and the blue here. But you can start from any two colored pieces you want. It doesn't matter which one. From this moment on, I will keep the cube in this position with this part in the top side of the cube. And the first thing we have to do is to find two red, as the red is the color that faces us, two red here and here. The first one is already in the correct position, but this one is not red. So we have to turn this layer of the cube until we have a red here and a red here. So let's turn this middle layer. Okay. In this case, we have the red here, as you can see, on the right side, and a red here. But no one of them faces us. No one of them is facing us. So we have to turn the right side of the cube and then the left side of the cube until we have the red facing us, like this, as you can see, and do the same on the other side, like this one. Okay. Now we have the first three red that faces us. Now we have to turn the cube 180 degrees, like this, and work on the other color, so the blue one. Okay, and we have two blue, one on the right side and one on the left side, and they both have to face us again. So I turn the right side of the cube like this. As you can see, the blue one faces us, and the same thing on the right side. Okay, now the first step is completed and we can go on the second step. The second step we have to do is to put this one color piece here in the correct position. This one is already in the correct position, but this one isn't, because it's green. We have to put a blue like this one on the right side of the cube. We have to search where this blue part is. So let's turn the bottom of the cube until we have that piece, but we don't have that one on the bottom of the cube. That means that it could be on the other side of the cube, maybe here, but this is not here. There it is. We have to move this one from here to here, on the other side of the Mastermorphix. So let's put this one on the bottom of the cube first, like this, with the right side of the cube, one rotation, and then leave this on the bottom, and then turn this face up so the cube is just like it was before. Now we are working on the blue side of the cube, and this one is the one that has to be moved from here to here. To do this, we have to put this on the other side of the Mastermorphix. So if we have to put this on the right side, we have to put this on the left side first. And this is the correct position for this piece because, as you can see, it's not smooth. If I put my finger on, this is, how can I say, this is not smooth with the rest of the cube. It's stopped. My finger is stopped. So this is the correct position for this piece to be moved on the other side, because we have to turn this whole right side of the Mastermorphix like this, so that the blue faces the right side of the cube. Move the bottom on the right. As you can see, the finger goes well on the cube. And then put back the right side again this way, so that the piece is in the correct position, like this. And now we have to do the same thing on the other side of the cube. Turn the cube 180 degrees and see that the both red pieces are missing. Here we have a yellow one, and here we have the red one, which is not in the right position. So turn the bottom of the cube to find if there is any red, just like this one. And this is the correct position because my finger doesn't run smooth on the cube. And this can be moved from here to here, just like we did before. So we can move this from here to here. The right side of the cube turns like this, 1 and 2. I move the bottom like this, so I can line up the 2 red. And then I can turn the right side of the cube like this. And here we have the red one in the correct position. So let's turn the bottom of the cube and search for a red one, which is here. This can be moved from here to here. To do this, we have to put this on the other side of the cube first, just like we did before, like this. And this now can be moved from here to here, because my finger doesn't pass smooth on the cube. As you can see, it's not smooth here. So this is the correct position for a piece like this, to be moved from the down right to the up left of the cube. I mean for the side. Down left, down right to up left. So let's turn the left side of the cube like this, 2 rotations. Move the bottom like this, so they are lined up, and then turn the left side of the cube 2 rotations like this. So here we have with the 2 red pieces loaded, and on the other side it should be like this if you did everything right. This is the case in which this piece has to be moved from here to here, but the problem is that the finger passes smooth on the cube. So this piece cannot be moved from here to here. I can show you why. If I turn this side like this, the right side I mean, and then I put this one here, this is not lined up. And if I put everything back like this, I can see that there's something wrong in the cube. To solve this, I can do the reverse we were in this point. To solve this kind of situation, we have to flip this part before loading in the upright position. And to flip this one, we just have to go down with the right side of the cube, like this one, like this, turn the bottom like this, and then turn the right side again. So our piece is here, and now we can work on the other side of the cube, the left side. So I can move the piece down on the bottom like this, 1 rotation of the bottom like this one, and then put everything back like this. Now this is flipped, because if I put this one here, I can see that it's not lined up with the rest of the cube, so my finger stops here. Now this can be moved from here to here, because if I rotate the right side of the cube, the right side of the cube like this, and then I turn the bottom like this, I can see that the two reds are lined up. Then when I put everything back on the right side of the cube, I can see that the situation is perfectly okay, and it should be exactly the same on the other side of the Mastermorphix. Now we have to go on and put this part of the Mastermorphix on one side and do the same on the other side. So this is yellow, one piece, the smallest piece of the Mastermorphix, and we have to search for this part on the bottom side of the cube. It can be also in other parts of the cube. Just like in this case, I don't have any red small triangle like that, because the small red triangle is on the other side of the cube. Could be. So I have to put this part on the bottom of the cube first, and then load that piece on the other side. So I can rotate the right side of the cube like this until we have this piece on the bottom. One rotation of the bottom, and then put everything back, just like it was before. I can turn the cube 180 degrees, and then I can find on the bottom the red one, which is here. Okay. And now we have to move this from here to here. To do this, we have to turn this away from there in the left side of the cube, for example. Go down with the right side, pick up the piece, and then put it back again. So now this part is completed. Now we have to do the same on the other side of the Mastermorphix. Turn the Mastermorphix 180 degrees, and we have a three-color piece here. We have to search for the blue triangle, which could be on the bottom. Let's check if it's on the bottom. No, it's not on the bottom, it's here in the upper side of the cube, no problem. Keeping the cube in this position, we can put this part on the bottom of the cube, like this. As you can see, it's on the bottom. Put it away, and then put everything back on the Mastermorphix. Now, the blue is on the bottom, so when we search for that part on the bottom with the blue that faces us, we can see that this part is here and can be moved from here to here. We can move this part away on the left side, for example, go down with the right side, line up the triangle like this, and then put everything back and rebuild the Mastermorphix. Now this first part is completed. Now we have to complete the three colored pieces, these two, one on the right side and one on the left side of the cube. We need red, blue, and green. The green, sorry, you have to check these colors. So green, red, and blue, which is not this one. It could be on the bottom of the cube. For example, it's here, blue, green, and red. So this three-colored corner has to be moved from here to here. To move this, we have to turn the Mastermorphix slightly this way and work like it was a regular 3x3 Rubik's Cube. So let's go down with the right side of the cube, this right side. Move the piece from here to here, and then go up. So this is now in the correct position, but it's not correctly oriented. Now we have to turn this until we have the right color lined up with the rest of the cube. To do this, we have to do the down, left, up, back move sequence, which goes like down, down, left, up, back. And we have to do this over and over until we have our Mastermorphix lined up. So down, left, up, back. Okay, now this part is lined up with the rest of the cube. You can see green with green, red with red, blue with blue. Now we have to do the same on the left side of the cube. We need blue, red, and yellow. Blue, red, and yellow, which is not this one. Blue, red, and yellow could be blue, red, and yellow. There it is. So this has to be moved from here to here. To do this, we have to put this away, go down with this right side of the Mastermorphix, put this part here, just like this, and then put it back like it was before. This is not lined up, but this is not a problem because we can do our move sequence over and over until we have this part lined up with the rest of the cube. So down, left, up, back. Again, down, left, up, back. There it is. So this part is lined up. Now we have to complete this part of the cube. That part can be on the bottom, for example. I turn the bottom until I found it. There it is. This can be moved from here to here. I put this part on the left side of the cube or in the right side of the cube, but it has to be, in this case, on the left side of the cube because my finger has to be stopped by the rest of the cube. You can put this part on the right side of the cube because this is lined up with the cube. It has not to be lined up like this. So the left side is the correct side. And when you turn the right side down like this, the shape you have to achieve is this one. Okay? Now that you have this shape, you can move the shape on the left side of the cube and put everything back like this. Now you can move the arrow, this arrow shaped, you can see, seems like an arrow. This can be loaded from here to here. And to do this, we have to move the arrow in the direction of the arrow. The arrow indicates the right side, so in the right side we have to move the arrow. We can go down with the left side of the cube, put the arrow in front of us, and then put everything back like this. Okay? Now almost the whole blue face is completed, and we have to do the same on the other side of the cube. Turn the cube 180 degrees the other side, and we have to do the same as we did before. Let's search on the bottom of the cube for the red one. There it is. So in this case we have the same situation because on the right side my finger is smooth on the cube. This is not correct. It has to be stopped by the cube like this. Okay, stopped by, my finger has to be stopped. Now we can go down with the right side of the cube. Here we have our arrow. Let's put the arrow on the left side of the cube and then put everything back like it was before. Put the arrow in front of us. Let's check the direction of the arrow. The arrow means indicates the right side. So on the right side I will turn the arrow, and then we can go down with the left side of the Mastermorphix, put the arrow in front of us, and then put it back like this. So this is the almost completed, because the whole red and the whole blue are done. The only pieces that are left are this one and this one to complete the first two layers of the Mastermorphix. In this case, the blue piece is smooth on the left side of the cube, so it has to be moved on the right side of the cube, where my finger stops on the Mastermorphix. So this part is on the right side of the cube, so I have to go down with the left side of the cube. Here we have the arrow. I put the arrow on the right side of the bottom, and then I put the left side back, like this. So when I put the arrow in front of me, you can notice that the arrow now indicates the left side. So I put the arrow on the left side, like this. I go down with the right side of the cube, like this. I put the arrow in front of me, and then I put it back the right side of the cube, like it was before. Now we have to solve this one and this one. Let's start from the yellow. It could be on the bottom. Let's turn the bottom until we have the piece we are looking for, which is this one, that has to be moved from here to here. To do this, we have to check if we have to work on the left or on the right. In this case, my finger is smooth on the cube, so this is not correct. We have to work on the right side of the cube. Everything in this cube has to be not smooth, not lined up, to work right. I don't know why. This is reverse logic for the Mastermorphix. Don't ask me why. Now that my finger is not smooth on the Mastermorphix, this is the correct position to start from, to move this piece from here to here. And we are about to use a move sequence that, if you already know my tutorial on the 3x3 Rubik's Cube, we are going to do exactly the same thing. So the cube has to be not in this position, but slightly like this, okay? And this can be seen as when you have to move an edge on the regular 3x3. So this one that has to be moved from here to here, as you can see, has to be moved on the left side of the cube. So let's put it on the opposite side, one rotation. So right one rotation. And then we have to work on this left side of the cube to load the piece. And the move sequence is down with the right side, right one rotation, up, back with the bottom. Now we have to go down with this, keeping the cube. This is one of the most difficult thing to do, is to move the whole back of the cube like this, 1 and 2, down with these 2, which means doing a movement like this, 1 and 2, up with this left side of the cube, and put everything back again like this. If you did right, this piece has been moved in the correct place. Now that the yellow side is okay, let's turn the cube 180 degrees on the other side, and let's complete the green side of the cube. We have 3 pieces to choose from, 1, 2, and 3. And let's work on this side, the left side of the cube, just to make you see the other side. We have worked on the right side before. Now we can work on the left side. So I'm gonna put this one here, so my finger stops. It doesn't. It's not lined up. So this is the correct place to move this one from here to here. Now let's turn the cube slightly this way and move this in the opposite direction. This has to be moved on the right side, so let's move on the opposite way, on the left. And let's work on the right side, on this right side of the cube. So let's go down, left, up, back with the bottom. And now for down with these two, we have to keep this part of the cube steady and then move the back side of the cube. 1 and 2. You have to go up with the right side of the cube and move down the back side. If you did everything right, the green side should look like this. Now the first two layers of the Mastermorphix are done. To start this, the first thing you have to do when you want to, or this one which is red and yellow, or this one which is yellow and green, this is made up by two colors. Sorry for the cat in the background. To solve the Mastermorphix, you have to do this side of the cube, but I realized one thing, that my finger is smooth on the cube. That means that this one cannot be loaded here. No. It has to be moved from the down. And this is the case in which this page, this is the so this can be placed on the left side of the cube or on the right side of the cube, but the shape that results. No, qui devo trovare un sistema. Maybe this is the third one, the third green could be right. No, che casino, ragazzi. And this is on the right side of the cube. The correct side to work is the right side. Orca miseria. Chi è?